What does it mean to be a pawn? Like a pawn in a game of chess, the little piece that's smaller than all the rest? What does it mean to be an NPC, a non-playable character in a world that's bigger than me? Well, maybe I know. Maybe I am a pawn in a game of chess played out by politicians and warlords at best. Maybe I am an NPC trapped behind a glass box, my head filled with toxins spewing from portals called television screens. I've been trapped for too long. I have to break free. These price hikes and power cuts and hijacked monopolies really seem to be weighing on me. But I'm just an NPC. Appa, gas na hai. So I'll do something about it. I'll stand up against the kaputa ka. I'll break this mold of political blah blah blah. I'll protest and speak and hope I don't get shot. Sri Lanka's an interesting place. People say we tend to forget things with haste. What was I saying? Oh yeah, go home, Goda. Go home, Goda. Go home, I chant. Everyone chants. In a world where I long to break free, to express my diversity, to practice my democracy, everyone chants the same thing. Am I again someone else's pawn? You know, a pawn in a game of chess, the little piece that's smaller than all the rest. I'm sick of being someone's agenda, just a target market for a bad case of influenza. How can I be me when the system's so bent? How can I shine when all my hopes have been spent? Maybe I don't need the system. If there's one thing these beach parties have taught me, it's that I can create without a government. I can express without a government. I can thrive without a government. I can excel without a government. I can be me without a government. I can be free without a government. But a government can't create without me. A government can't express without me. A government can't thrive without me. A government can't excel without me. A government can't be free without me. A government is nothing without its people. It's time the government becomes my pawn. My pawn. My pawn. My pawn. You know, a pawn in a game of chess, the little piece that's smaller than all the rest? We are the majority. The people are the majority. So here's my declaration. I'm looking for hearts and souls full of inspiration. A people biased to truth. A people biased to truth. A people biased to truth. A people with war in their lungs, but it comes out in poetry. A people with wrath in their bones, but it comes out in artistry. A people who have been oppressed now rising. A people with songs now writing. A people with ideas now shining. Own your industry. Let the athlete run despite the government. Let the influencer create, despite the government. Let the businessman build, despite the government. Let the actor perform, despite the government. Let the faithful politician rise, despite the government. Let the office worker earn, despite the government. Help your brother who has less, despite the government. Love your sister who has less, despite the government. Be the government. Go home, Goda. Don't resign your ambitions while you wait for him to resign his position. In my heart, he's gone. He's gone home. I didn't need him then, and I don't need him now. This is my protest, to be me, to rise in my industry, to conquer in what I do because the change starts with me.